r/entitled parents by Reddit tells. In this video we have a few short stories of entitled parents and their outlandish actions. This happened earlier today, so it's about as fresh as the glasses of strawberry milk that appear in our fridge every once in a while and nobody takes responsibility for. So I was out at the grocery store questioning the amount of mini pizzas that I can get and still be able to fit them in the freezer when I heard rolling behind me. Not a big deal until I turned around and realized my cart was gone. I saw someone pushing a cart down at the end of the aisle. I ran up to them, but unfortunately they weren't the entitled mom. From this point on her name will be Carol. I go looking around for my cart, but can't find it because Carol pulled a get out fast. But eventually security comes up to me and asks me to come to the front of the store with them. I go, and there I find Carol with my cart and her baby sitting in it. Carol, that's the man that tried to kidnap my baby. Security, sir, what happened between you and Carol? Me, I've never met her. The only thing I can think of is that while my back was turned someone took my cart and my drink was in the cup holder. It was still there, had my name on it and everything. Security, can you show your ID? I showed the guard my ID, matched up with my appearance and the name on the cup. Security began talking to Carol when I got a text from my husband. It was a meme, nothing important. Carol noticed this and the fact that my phone screen was cracked. It isn't a big crack, but it's around the middle. Dropped my phone on chopsticks while out to eat. Carol, that's my phone. He broke it, so I'll cut my finger when I use it. He's trying to hurt me. Arrest him for assault. I've gotten cuts from cracked screens, but they're really just percuts that bleed and don't hurt as much. Legos have drawn more of my blood than cracked screens over my life, and I only replace cracked screens when I get a new phone or my husband insists on it. Cracked screens usually are not that dangerous, and mine certainly isn't. Me, ma'am, this is my phone. It's been broken for months and it maybe cut me once. Carol, prove it. Knowing she'll say I changed the passcode, I opened my Photos app and gave it to the security guard with a quick warning about the content of some of the photos. Security, what type of photos do you have on here? Carol, pictures of my family and kids. Security, do you have anything that could be considered inappropriate? Carol, of course not. Security, then why are there nude photos of Op from months ago on here? Carol, he put them on there. Security, no, these were put onto this phone months ago. Carol, that's a lie. Carol then tries to grab security guy by the shirt, but gets restrained. I'm given my cart back without her baby and she gets banned from the store. Okay, so I hope this is worth the read with a little bit of background needed. First off, DS3, age 11, is on the high end of the spectrum. Normally not a needed disclaimer, but it applies here. 3 years ago we moved about 3 hours away, and we typically visit a few times a year. Usually we stay with a family friend, but today's visit we got a hotel. DS1, age 15, and DS2, age 13, both have friends from here that are staying the night at the hotel with us. Apparently there is some sort of baseball tournament going on, so there are hella boys of similar ages here in the hotel and it's a bit rowdy. Enter M1 story. I have the boys at the pool. Normally I would swim with them, but I didn't this time. The pool of course is rowdy with all the boys around, but I don't care. For the most part I'm the only adult in there, but again I don't really care. I don't really do any refereeing other than my own, although I'll let kids in and out a lot and do help a little one out a little. There is a sign that says no one under 16 allowed, which again whatevs, not my circus, right? A few times kids come with adults. At one point I go to use the restroom and go to the vending machine, both within eyesight of the pool area, although obviously I'm not seeing them while I pee. Again technically against rules, but they seem to be laced. As I said, kids were being rowdy, mine included, but nothing over the top. In the about 5 minutes, probably less, I'm gone. Apparently 2 kids, I assume brothers, continuously throw balls at DS13 and his friend also 13. I can't say they waited for me to leave, but they were not doing this any other time. The boys tell them to quit, which they don't, and then they throw the balls back at them. One of the boys runs to DS13 and tries to choke him. Big brother steps in and pulls him off. Kids M tells my child to get out of the pool. I actually hear her, but assume she's talking to her own child, and he does. DS15 says DS13 you don't have to listen to her, she's not our mom. M goes to get the employee. Employee is on the scene as I walk out. All 5 of the kids I have with me around her. Has a very reasonable conversation. Says to me what the woman says. Acknowledges most the night I've been the only adult there. And tells me no big deal. But they technically had to have an adult. Okay, we go back in. M is seething. And I'm enjoying her staring at me as I don't acknowledge her existence and enjoy my kids. As I mentioned, DS11 is on the high end of the spectrum. He mostly presents as neurotypical. However, at times he makes a noise, similar to a seal, when happily overstimulated. Years ago a bully made rude hand gestures, hitting his chest with his hand sideways when he did this, and it bothered him a lot. So his brothers and other neighborhood kids took to helping him just laugh at it. When he does it, his brothers and the other friends often subtly do it to make him laugh, and to make him aware. He becomes very happily stimulated and makes the noise loudly. The boys do this, and he does too and laughs. M goes insane, tells employee that I'm encouraging my children to act our word toward her child. Of course that has nothing to do with what is going on, and employee quickly realizes. When I explain what the actual case is, M gets livid, asks if she's going to allow us to stay there, and when told yes, huffs off. We go back to the room, where we have only a few cups. D's 11 and I go to get some. He is mere feet, maybe 5, in front of me. He carefully counts 7. We really need less, but there are 7 in the room, and grabs them when a random woman yells no to him. He freezes and looks at me for direction. I ask the rando entitled woman if she works there. Clearly she doesn't, and she says no, but he can't just take all the cups. I explain he can have as many as he wants, and she tells me he can't just have them to throw. I smile and tell her our intentions were to drink from them, and she tells me all the other boys were taking them and throwing them. What other boys? I'm not sure, but I assume kids from the tournament in town. I tell her I'm not with every child at the hotel, and don't care what they do, but my kid was getting the cups we need. DS11 smiles at me and says she's not my mom, right mom? Sorry if there are any spelling errors as I'm on mobile. Just a little backstory. I thought that it would be a nice day to go ride my bike and fly my drone the park. Both of them I got for my birthday a couple months ago. I only just had the chance to use them as it had just turned summer. Here is where it begins. It took me around 20 minutes to get to the park as it is mostly uphill, and I have no other way to get there faster as I only have a BMX, not the best for going uphill, and my drone on my back in my bag. I'm worried that my drone will break as it kept on dragging off of my wheels and getting stuck in the chain on my bike. However, this isn't the point. So I finally get to the park, out of breath, and find a bench to sit down on for a while until I get empty breath back. So since I'm just sitting there, I decided to take out my drone and fly it around for a little while. The wind picks up and gets quite fast, so I try and bring my drone back towards me, but instead this happens. Me, drone gets taken by wind and smacks M in the face. M, what the F asterisk CK was that? Me, sorry my drone was taken by the wind, may I have it back? M, no, it touched me, so that makes it my property. At this point it made me pissed off at this woman for thinking she can just take my drone, but then she decides to hand it to her devil spawn. Eck, mommy, I want to play with the toy. M, just a minute sweetie, this man has a remote. Me, give me my drone back otherwise I'm calling the cops. M, your drone. This is mine, I'll make the officers arrest you. Eck, mommy, hurry up. I eventually call the police, and after a few minutes they arrive, since I live in a small town and nothing really happens. PO, what seems to be the problem here? Me and M, they took my drone. PO to M, how can you prove this is yours? M, silence. PO to me, how can you prove this is yours? Me, I got it a few months ago for my birthday from my auntie. I can give her a call and she can tell you that I own it. PO, sure. M, no, he is lying. PO, shut up. I call my aunt and she confirms she got it for me, and then M is told to go and sit in the back of the cruiser and also to hand me my drone back, since it obviously isn't hers. I thank the police officer and he tells me to be more careful with it and to have a great day. Sorry if there are any words misspelt as English isn't my first language. Thanks for watching. Please like the video to keep the entitled parents at bay. Leave a comment with your own experiences with entitled parents. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content.